So there I am again on yet another Sunday afternoon watching yet another Chicago Bears loss. It's a oh so popular refrain of the past 25 years or so of my freaking life. They play, I watch, they lose consistently over and over and over and over again. In today's game, in Week 13 of the 2017 season, you're facing off against a previously one-win San Francisco 49ers team. One win, facing off against a Jimmy Garoppolo who's making his first career start for the San Francisco 49ers, who in his entire 4-year NFL career has made a whopping total of 3 NFL starts. You allow Jimmy Garoppolo to come in there and mediocre you to death. You allow Robbie Gould to come back to Soldier Field and have his revenge game. You take a game that is eminently and incredibly winnable and find a way to screw it down the fucking drain. You watch again as you have another incompetent performance by the offense, putting up 7 points. A defense that makes some plays but doesn't make enough of them. You watch play calling that is Bush League, not certainly NFL caliber. And it's just, enough is enough. Think about it this way. Since the Bears organization ran off Ditka after the 1992 season, so starting with 93 when they hired Dave Wannstedt, we're now 25 seasons in. 25 seasons! And in those 25 seasons, the Chicago Bears have made the playoffs 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 fucking times! Out of 25 seasons. That's a 20% success rate. They are batting the freaking Mendoza line for making the playoffs in the National Football League. That means they are failures 80% of the time, and in large part it feels like they are failures more than that. It feels like, in large part, I have wasted the past 2.5 decades of my freaking life supporting this incompetent, idiotic, stupid-ass organization. From an ownership group that doesn't know what the hell they're doing, that allows a team president in Ted Phillips to stick around, whose shining claim to fame was that he got a Soldier Field renovation done, but this dumb dick couldn't even get a quality one. He looks like a freaking spaceship crashed on a Roman Coliseum, and mind you, not being able to actually get a dome on the freaking thing because, the Bears fans will be talking about, we don't want the dome closed during the winter. Who gives a crap? Seriously, all these idiots talking about Bears football, ding dong, dumb dicks. I don't know about you, but for the majority of my life, Bears football has been losing bad to shitty football. Why the hell would I want the Bears to play Bears football? I would want them to play Green Bay Packers football, New England Patriots football, Pittsburgh Steelers football. Teams that have won multiple world championships in my lifetime and over that 2.5 decade stretch. Why the hell would you want to mimic and continue to worry about a losing formula? This idiot couldn't even get the extra $75 to $100 million from the city in order to put a retractable roof on that damn thing, so that way they could host the Super Bowl, they could host the Final Four, WrestleMania, all these other big events, make it a true 4-season venue. But no, not the Bears. They're satisfied with their open-air stadium that looks like shit. And that's exactly what it is. It's bullshit. The same Ted Phillips, who when given the opportunities has hired Mark Hatley, because that was a good one. He hired Jerry Angelo because ultimately the Ayatollah, that was a good one. Who then hired, now mind you, hired Phil Emery, who decided his solution for the future was to fire Lovie Smith and bring in a guy from the CFL and Mark Trestman because, that was a good one. And now has brought in Ryan Pace, who ultimately, what did he do? He signed off on John Fox because, that was a good one. Ted Phillips, you could argue, has had the chance to hire not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4 general managers. And the first 3 for sure have failed, and the 4th one is on his way to fail. And yet he continues to have a job over a stadium deal that was closed almost 2 decades ago, and it's not even a stadium deal to be proud of. That's the mediocrity, the idiocy, the stupidity, and the mind-numbing ridiculousness of the Chicago Bears organization. Always going after these second-rate guys once you get past the Wannstedt thing. But if you remember, Wannstedt wasn't even initially their guy. They wanted freaking Dave McGinnis, and they blew that. And then Wannstedt was option number 2. And then once Wannstedt, after 6 years, didn't freaking work out, they went down the Dick Duran path, because let's go get it, the defensive coordinator from the Jacksonville Jaguars when his defense is like 25th or 26th in the league, because that seems to make a lot of sense. The Chicago Bears, instead of bringing in coordinators from big top-flight units, will bring in some also-ran guy like Dick fucking Duran. And then once that failed, they brought in Lovie Smith, who by far enjoyed the most success during the past 25 seasons for the Chicago Bears. There was a lot of failure in there, but there was at least some success. And we now know that Lovie Smith goes down in Bears history as the 3rd greatest head coach of all time. And that really ain't saying a whole lot. Once you get past Halas and Ditka, what the hell does that really mean? But at least he took this team to a Super Bowl. But even in that case, Lovie Smith couldn't see past his own stupidity to realize that Rex Grossman was Turd, Ferguson, incarnate. But at least he took the Bears to the playoffs 3 times. But then we go to Mark Trestman. Need I say any more? And then lastly now, the current situation, John Fox. John Fox! On his 3rd go-round, Denver couldn't wait to freaking get rid of him. Doesn't that make you stop and think and wonder? With a defense that had big-time talent, a Hall of Fame quarterback, talent on the offensive side of the ball, why was Denver so eager to get rid of the guy? Apparently nobody in that organization was smart enough to think about what the answer to that question might be, because, Ernie Accorsi, he thinks that this is the right hire, so that's what we should go with. The same Ernie Accorsi, mind you, that once drafted John Elway in 83, even knowing that Elway didn't want to play there, didn't take any time, ultimately didn't get a deal done, got his ass out of Baltimore, to then someday go to the New York Giants, where everybody wants to kiss his ass and talk about how great of a job he did. But he left after that 2004 draft, and his remaining legacy was Eli Manning. That's right, he orchestrated a trade where he could have just kept Phillip Rivers or drafted Big Ben, and instead he went up and got Eli Manning. So the crowning jewel for the guy that you sit there and listen to for your advice about who to hire in a head coach at John Fox is the guy that had Phillip Rivers and traded him away and passed down Big Ben to get Eli Manning. He got the 3rd best guy in a 3-quarterback class. That's nothing to be proud of. That means the guy's a moron. And it's just, you think about it. All these games, all these years, all these losses. And mind you, I can be a very patient guy. I put up with this crap all these years with the Chicago Cubs. The mediocrity, the stupidity, the idiot fans that tried to sit there and tell me that it was a good idea to give Alfonso Soriano all that damn money because they didn't know what the hell they were talking about. But when the time came, the Chicago Cubs, in part, mind you, the Ricketts family trying to save a shit ton of money in order to get all the renovations done at Wrigley Field, they decide they're going to go into tank mode and let Theo Epstein come in and bring in Jed Hoyer, and they're going to fix it because it'll buy him time and save a bunch of money, and maybe someday down the road it'll pay off, and lo and behold, wouldn't you know, it did. So I was all fine with the rebuild because they brought in somebody who had the established chops of having done it prior in Boston, and you knew he could potentially do it again. The bottom line is Theo knew what he was doing. The Chicago Bears continue to bring in people that don't know what the hell they're doing. And it's sickening. Like even the general manager that everybody wants to pretend is like some great second coming of Jesus Christ or whatever the hell he is, talk about how great of a job he's done. Well, ultimately, even if you like some of the talent he's brought in, he still brought in just enough talent to have a 3-9 football team at the time of this recording in the 2017 season. There has not been progression. There has not been anything. I'm tired of this team and the stupid trades for Rick Meyer and the drafting of Cade McSuckass. The drafting of Rex Grossman to continue to force him down our throat. Rex Grossman, he's our quarterback. We're 10-2 with Rex. Well, you know what? You're not with Rex. Super Bowl freaking champions. And then to sit there and waste 8 seasons of my life on the freaking lousy-ass Jay Cutler experience. So that way, to watch this organization sit there and bid against themselves and trade up from 3-2 to go get a young quarterback in Mitchell Trubisky, where the GM didn't even tell the coach that's what the hell they're going to do. Why in the frick would you bring a young kid like Trubisky with all of his inexperiences and all of his questions into a situation where he's going to be coached by John Fox and the freaking Penguin, Dowell Loggins? Why would you do that? You're going to end up ruining this kid that you gave up several picks to move up one spot, bidding again against yourself to take number 2 overall. It's year after year. It's bad coaching decision. It's bad coaching hire after bad coaching hire after bad coaching hire. It is bad general manager after bad general manager after bad general manager. It is losing season after losing season after losing season. At some point in time, enough is enough. And knowing we can't change the ownership group, because even when Virginia McCaskey finally kicks the damn bucket, it's still going to be in the family, and we're still dealing with the same damn issues. I've had it with this shit. After all these years, after wasting all this damn time on this team, until John Fox is fired, I'm not watching another Chicago Bears game, period. Because I think back on my life and how many years I've spent 3 hours on a Sunday or a Monday or a Thursday or whatever the hell day wasting my time waiting for this team to fucking lose. That shit gets old. It gets really old. And it's one thing for that to happen, but then to continue to repeat the same mistakes time after time after time. I think the results are going to be any different. This is the crap I mocked the Cleveland Browns for and called them the skid marks of the NFL about. What the hell is so different about the Chicago Bears? A little bit more success, but only a little bit, and a lot of suck and failure. But even in that case, they can't suck enough to get the number 1 overall pick, because they're idiots. I don't want to sit there and watch this organization ruin Trubisky, and they're going to. Because why in the hell would anybody have any confidence in this organization at this point in time? And why in the hell would you have any confidence in this organization that they just hired a couple of years ago, over the hill, washed up John Fox to be the head coach, that the next coaching decision they're going to make is going to be the right one? And where I could sit there and get excited about the thought of Jim Harbaugh or David Shaw. This organization has the type of small potatoes thinking where they're going to sit there and go after some second-rate offensive coordinator or hell defensive coordinator and say, well, we really like his integrity and we really like, shut the hell up. You know what I'd really like? To see the Bears have a sustained run of a couple of years where they're in the mix to actually legitimately have a chance to win the Super Bowl before I die. I got the Cubs World Series. I got the Blackhawks championships. I got the Bulls in my lifetime. The one thing I've got left, because it's been too damn long, is a couple of years where the Bears really, truly, significantly matter. For this organization that has all of this great history and all of this crap, for the most part in my lifetime, especially over the past 25 seasons, it ain't been shit. And I'm tired of it. And until this team fires John Fox and starts to make some real damn changes and actually pretend like they have a clue about what the hell they're doing and actually care enough to try and actually build a consistent winner, I'm done wasting 3 hours every freaking week watching this crappy ass team.